Hey everyone, welcome to the Suburban Stitcher podcast. My name is Diane and today is May 12th, 2016. This is episode 93-ish, I think. I can't remember exactly. I am coming to you from suburban Houston area. In outside of Houston, like a suburb of a suburb in the county of the suburb. Why that matters, I don't know. Anyway, there's so many people that have really super cute intros, and I feel like mine is not. Oh well. How are y'all? I'm doing well. Very scattered, very excited. I will give a moving life update. I will give a moving life update at the end, and yeah. So I'm going to leave my phone right here, and hopefully I don't get too many notifications, but I'll tell you why. Anyway, I just need to have my phone by me today. So anyway, knitting. I just wanted to talk with you guys a little bit this week, show off a little tiny bit of knitting, what I've been working on in my little tiny bits of time. And then also I want to talk about a really exciting shop happening that will be happening tomorrow. Hi, this is Diane from the past or from the future, whichever way you want to look at it. But I taped, and then I realized I forgot to talk about the biggest, most exciting thing that is coming up. I had an overwhelming positive response about the Around Your Neck Cal, and I want to go ahead and host that for this year. There's going to be a few changes as far as sponsors and prizes, and I want to kind of talk about all of my ideas and rules. But here's basically what's going to happen. We will run this cal from June 1st until August 31st, 2016. The rules are whips count. So double dip, triple dip to your heart's desire. As long as you finish it in between June 1st to August 31st, it counts. You must bind off any project you intend to count no later than your time zone on midnight, August 31st, 2016. Not going to worry about you keeping up with my time zone. I just trust your judgment. Be honest. Play by the rules. Your time zone is fine. The thread for the FOs will be closed on September 3rd, 2016. So you'll have a couple of days to take pictures, add up your final points, all of that stuff. I will give you a few extra days to do all of that before I actually lock everything. 1 post per person, and you're going to edit your post as you finish things and kind of keep a running tally of your points. That's the same as last year. And then the project must be something that you wear around your neck. If it's in the neck category, and there is a neck category on Ravelry, then it qualifies. So shawl, cowl, wrap, stole, something you wear around your neck. A sweater that you pull over your head and that sits on your neck does not count. A poncho that you put over your head and then goes over your shoulders doesn't count. This is something that you wear around your neck. So, also jewelry. If you're making a necklace, you wear that around your neck. If you're making a knitted and beaded, one of those awesome Laura Nelkin amazing things, awesome, go for it. But it must be around your neck. Okay, points, how we're going to accrue points. 1 point for every 250 yards that you complete. The points are cumulative. Points and yards are cumulative throughout the cal. So let's say you finish your first project, you only use 240 yards, but then your next project you use 550 yards. You're just going to keep a running tally of all of your yards throughout the cal, and then every 250 points, or every 250 yards gets you a point. So at the end, if you have 1,240 yards, then you earned 4 points. 1 point for any project that uses beads, because beads are tedious and take longer, and you get an extra point for that. That's a new addition this year. 1 point for each sponsor item used. So let's say you use a Suburban Stitcher bag, you get 1 extra point for that. You use a sponsor yarn, you get an extra point for that. You use a sponsor stitch marker, you get a point for that. Sponsor items can only be used to earn points 1 time, i.e. bag, markers, etc. You can only use those 1 time. So let's say you're part of the splash pad party, and this is a preview of what you will see later in the show. But let's say you're in the splash pad party cal that's on the Downseller Studio podcast, and you purchase one of my whip minders. If you use this on one project, you cannot use this whip minder again for any points. But let's say you have another whip minder from my shop. You can use that whip minder and earn a 2nd point. It just has to be separate. You can only use, if you have 10 of these, then use 10, 1 in each project, and then you can earn a point every time. But just once you've earned a point with that item, you can't use it anymore. Now it's really not an exception because it's the same as this, but like you could use more than 1 Suburban Stitcher item. It's just once you use it, it's off the table. Same for yarn dyers. If you can use all a certain sponsor's yarn, but once you use that particular skein, you can't use that skein anymore to earn points. You can use a different skein, brand new skein of that yarn, absolutely. Does that make sense? It's pretty easy, right? And then the finished object pick, 4 points in the finished object thread must show all of the items that you used to earn points. So let's say you used a sponsor yarn, you used a sponsor bag, you used a sponsor whip minder, and you used sponsor stitch markers. I want your finished object with all of those things in the picture together so that I can say, okay, yes, you used all these. And then that way, if you're saying, oh, I'm just used it in a Suburban Stitcher bag, and then that's every time, I need to know that you're using a different one every time, basically. That's the only fair way to do it. Okay, so as far as sponsors go, this is where I'm doing this a little bit differently. And this is primarily because I am moving. And I need for my life to be as easy as possible. And with packing up and moving everything and keeping track of everything, I just need it to be simple, and I don't want to lose things that aren't mine to begin with. So, and this may be what I start doing from here on out, but we're going to certainly give this a try for this knit along. So I'm happy to have sponsors. I want sponsors. If you have a business, yarn, bag making, stitch markers, wool wash, any sort of thing that goes with knitting, I would love for you to donate prizes and be a sponsor of this knit along. Here is the deal. Prizes must be shipped to the winner directly. I can't tell you how many times I will just get someone that contacts me that says, hey, I want to send you something as a prize. And then I get it in the mail, and then I am paying for all of the shipping to get it to that other person. And I get that as the sponsor, you want me to show it off. You want me to have the thing to get excited about and then show off on the camera because that's great advertising for you. And I totally understand that. Here's what I'm going to say for this time around. If you want to send me something, please understand that I will not be sending that back out to a prize winner. So if you're sending it to me, it's because you want me to have it and to show it off, and then you are going to send the exact same item to the winner directly. So I will never host knit-alongs where I require that a sponsor send me something as part of the requirement to be a sponsor. That feels ooey to me. That doesn't feel very, I just don't like that. I don't like being asked that as a vendor. So I don't like that as a podcaster. So I will never require that from you. But what I will say is that if you want me to show it off on the podcast and you want to send me something, that is fine. But don't send me mine and the one to mail. You can send me one to keep that I don't have to keep up with something to mail, and then you're going to still send the winner something directly. If you have questions about that, please let me know. I hope it's clear. It is primarily because I cannot be responsible for keeping track of prizes because this is going to fall right at the time that we are moving. So around your neck cowl, I'm so excited. If you participate in Camp Loopy, it's all, certainly can count. If you participate in the Summer of Lace and Beads with the Knitmore girls, you can do that. If you participate in Stash Dash, it works for that. All the cowls, all the things, as long as it is something that you wear around your neck. So I will be starting a thread and a blog post and lots of informational things about this knit along very soon. But again, if you have questions or if you would like to be a sponsor and donate some prizes for this knit along, right now our only prize is going to be a Suburban Stitcher bag. So hopefully we get some other people that want to be sponsors. Thank y'all so much. And now back to the regular part of the show. I have no finished objects. I have been working on my design. It's not a design project. It is a test knit. And it's in here. I showed you it's out of Hedgehog, 2 skeins of Hedgehog sock in the teacup colorway. And it is a test knit. So I will show you that as soon as I can, but it's coming along swimmingly. And yeah, so I've put some time into that. I had a Mother's Day start last Sunday, and I am keeping it, sorry, my hair is like wet and kind of crazy right now. So I'm keeping it in my Studio in the Green bag that I love. That color is spot on right there. It's this beautiful minty aqua with a little pink lining, and it has lots of gold metallic accents. This is a Studio in the Green shawl sack. So it has a divider in the middle, and it has lots of little yarn guides. I think it has 4 of them. So it's perfect for multiple skein shawls. I am knitting a shawl that I bought this yarn for a couple of years ago. And the pattern is called You're Beautiful. And I love the words that Melanie Burke put on here. It says, every woman is beautiful. It just takes the right color to show it. That's the philosophy behind You're Beautiful. It's a triangular shawl with a dramatic shape. And I don't have a picture of what it looks like, but it is You're Beautiful by Melanie Burke. I will link it in the show notes so that you can see. Oh wait, maybe I can sort of show that. So it's sort of triangular with sort of little points. And it's it's like 950 yards of a fingering weight. So it's pretty substantial. Or 900 yards, something like it's 2 skeins. I am using 2 skeins of the Cyborg's Craft Room, the Asakalate base, and the colorway is called Ain't No Party Like a Cyborg Party. It's pretty fun. Like I said, I purchased this yarn for this shawl a couple of years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and I just love it. So cast this on Sunday and really haven't worked on it since. Other than about 5 minutes ago, I finished the row that I had stopped halfway in the middle of so that I could show it easier. So here's the top. You can see it's just making a sort of a triangular shape. There it is. So pretty excited about how that's looking. I just think this is going to be so fun. I am alternating skeins on this. So let's see if I can pull these out. And the reason I'm doing that is because really there's just no reason not to. They're pretty close, but like this one has a, little higher concentration of maybe blues and pinks, and this one looks like it has a higher concentration of greens and yellows. And so by alternating them, I will just make sure that there won't be any weird kind of demarcation in the skein in the finished shawl. I have done too many projects that I wished that I had alternated when they were all said and done, and like I said, it's just too easy not to. I really love the little spine that it's making down the middle. Each little color blip is like just 1 or 2 stitches. So it is just the most fun, fun party of a shawl. I love it. It's like a big smile. Makes me so happy. Yeah, so that is my Mother's Day shawl. And let's see what else I worked on. I did work quite a bit on my monkey sock. And this is my monthly May choice for my Desert Vista Dye Works socks. And I'm also entering these into, I forget who's doing it, but there's a Cookie, I think maybe the Fawn Knits is one of the hostesses. I think there are maybe a couple. But I have finished the first sock minus the Kitchener. So here it is. This is a monkey. This is a no purl monkey by Cookie A. And the yarn is Desert Vista Dye Works in the Decomposition 3-stripe self-striping. So it's Desert Vista Decomp self-striping. And I just love it because the stripes are so subtle that you can sort of see that they're striping, but it's mostly just pretty speckly. So I'm really happy with it. Monkeys, you know, are snug when they come on, but I also know that once it's blocked and washed, and that it will fit great. The toe, so I carried the design up the toe for a while, and then my stitch count was way weird, and so then I ended up just sort of fudging the numbers a little bit, and yeah, it's just kind of weird. So I don't know how I'm going to repeat that for the second toe. I'm just going to do my best, but it's sort of weird shaped. I can't say that I would recommend doing what I did. This is just a make it work situation. But yeah, so I'm very happy with this, and it's the 12th of the month, so I'm done with the first sock, and as soon as I Kitchener this, maybe later today, maybe not, then I will be ready to get the second sock on the needles, which is fabulous. Monkey pattern is great because really requires next to no thought, and once you do a repeat once, it's in your brain, and it's just great. Travel knitting, it's great. At-home knitting, it's mindless enough, but still gives you a little bit of a pattern, which is lovely. And the last thing that I put really just a few little stitches in, not a lot, is a pair of socks. The yarn is the Fawn and the Fox yarns. This is the Raven base in the Spumoni colorway. And so here's the sock, and I am about halfway through, almost halfway through the Fish Lips Kiss heel. So you can see I'm sort of starting my flap there. The colorway is stunning. The base is super soft. I really like it. I love the speckles. I've already put some of this in my blanket, if you remember from last time, and I just love this. I really haven't done a lot of it, but just a little tiny few little stitches last night because I did everything except for Kitchener that toe, and I needed something to knit on in bed last night, but while I was trying to fall asleep. So that is pretty much it for the knitting. I do have, I have a few lovely things, and by a few I mean lots of lovely things, but I'm going to separate those out kind of over the next few weeks. I had some pre-orders and some things that came in that kind of took a while to come in, and they all sort of arrived last week, which has been fabulous and fun. But yeah, so I'm just going to show you a couple today. How's that? The first thing is this actually I bought in person. I went to my LYS to go get some needles because I needed a pair of needles to replace a pair that had not been working as well as I would like, and then they finally snapped. The cord just finally broke. After, probably making 40 pairs of socks, they decided they were done. So I picked up this yarn there. It was a new to me dyer, and so it just seemed really fun, and I thought her tonals were beautiful. So I got this at my local yarn store, which is Yarntopia in Katy, Texas, and this is a new line of yarn that she's carrying. It's called the Fiber Seed, and I love the little tag. I just think that's super cute. A leaf, and this is the Sprout base, which is 90% superwash merino, 10% nylon. So really this could be socks or it could be a shawl. The colorway is Slate. It's 480 yards. And it is a gray, but it's a very purple gray. It's like a periwinkle gray. Yeah, okay, so like my t-shirt is gray. And this definitely leans a little purple. So that gives you kind of a good comparison. Sorry, my hair is wet, and so I'm shedding everywhere. And you know when you get that like hair that you can feel, but you can't find it. Long hair problems, right? Oh, there we go. Found it. Dropped the yarn. I'm so scattered today, guys. Sorry. I have been cleaning all morning. We'll get to that in a little bit. So I'm really excited to try this. I think this will make a beautiful tonal pair of socks, some sort of simple pattern maybe. It could be a shawl too, but I just think this was beautiful. The other little thing that I got, same company, the Fiber Seed. And this, she calls these seedlings, which is pretty cute for a little mini skein. It's the same base, 90% superwash merino, 10% nylon. It's 18 grams, and this color is French Rose. And I bought this, I mean, it certainly could be like coordinating heels and toes, but I bought this with the intention of putting it in my blanket. I just thought it was a really fun, bright, rosy pink. So those were a couple of things that I got this week in person. I was lucky enough to catch an update for the brand new dyer, but not at all new to the quilting and knitting and craft world in general. The dyer is called Lush Knit. And this is Megan. She is Lucy and Norman on Instagram. And this colorway is called Hot Thing, which this just looked like summer socks to me. I love, it's so bright, it's like doing weirdo things with the camera. I love these speckles right here. I love the hot pink, and even the hot pink has these pops of like red up here, and then there's these bluish purple speckles. There's just a lot of depth to this color. I really, really like it. It just seems like a fun poolside, beachy, summery knit. So that was really exciting, and I was super happy to catch that update and to be able to support Megan because she is amazing at what she does, just in crafting and sewing in general, and I'm always inspired by her. So I was very happy to get that. And the last thing that I will show you this week that came in, this I actually, I'm going to see this person in a few weeks in Minnesota, but she was having a sale for her birthday, and I have seen this online, and I just had to get this colorway. It is the Cyborg's Craft Room, and the colorway is called Space Princess. So it's these purples and mauves with these pops of green and blue and gold. She had this caked up on her Instagram feed, and ever since then I've just been dreaming of it. So I got that. It is a 75, or it's on her Asocolate base, which is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. So who knows what this will grow up to be, but the shawl that I'm knitting is also on this Asocolate base. It's just a very soft, wonderful base to knit with. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is the wonderful, exciting, knit along that I am proud to be a sponsor of, and that is the Splash Pad Party being hosted by Boston Jen of the Downseller Studio podcast. I am one of the sponsors and am part of the virtual vendor market that is happening this week, right now, and next week. I have some exclusive items that will be available tomorrow at noon in a shop update that is a little bit different time for me, but it's on Friday at noon, May 13th, noon Central Standard Time. And so let me show you what I'm going to have. And certainly if you are not participating in the CAL, but you like these, then you're welcome to purchase them. I can't prevent that from happening, but these were specifically designed and made in mind for the Splash Pad Party CAL. This theme of that knit along is, beach, summer, fun. It is a purposely to knit, little things like 50 grams or less, or 100 grams or less, one ball of yarn. Things you could knit by the pool, things you would knit at the beach, easy, portable, little bitty projects. And so going with that theme, I chose to make one of my sock-sized bags that are the zippered bags. And I found this lovely jellyfish fabric that I absolutely love. It is a navy background with these pretty periwinkle and green and lime and purple colors. I love this. Is almost like the underside of the jellyfish, which I think is really fabulous. It's got some seaweed right there and other little goodies. It does come with the D-ring attachment, and then of course my strap that is removable. You can use it right here on the D-ring, or you can use it on the zipper. I'm testing out a new interfacing. This is a little bit sturdier than the one that I have previously been using. I think I like it. I think this will be kind of a nice, little bit sturdier change. Sorry, I just like to sort of plump it out for you. So it's a nice sized little bag. And then the inside is this really cute wave fabric that is that same periwinkle color. And then it has these little, let's see if I can find one to show you up close. Okay, here's one that's easier to see. So there's these little like fish or mermaid tails that sort of stick out of the waves. You can see that right there. Oh, that's sort of hard to show. There we go. You can see that little fish tail right there. There's another one right there. So you'll see lots of little, there's a blue one right there. But I just love this fabric. I love the way the bags turned out. They are fun and summer and water inspired, and a little bit different than some of the things that other people are offering. So I'm really pleased with how they turned out. The other things that will happen, and this still needs snaps, but you get the idea. I will have some whip minders that are coordinating. They have the jellyfish outside with the water inside, and they will of course have snaps. Otherwise they would be useless. And then I will have some stitch markers, and these are not packaged up, but there will be a set of 8. You will get 4 that are in this sort of periwinkle blue that matches, I think you can see that it matches right there. So it matches that periwinkle. And then you will also get four of these that have the little periwinkle lining, but they're clear beads, so that you can have some variety for different things. I also am thinking about putting together some limey green ones that will match that. So there will be a limited number of these that are sort of all packaged up as a kit, where you get one bag, one whip minder, and 8 stitch markers. There'll be four of the kind of the matte blue, and then 4 of the clear beads, and that will be packaged together as a kit, ready to go. And then I will also have some items that are a la carte. So if you want a whip minder and stitch markers but no bag, or if you want a bag and nothing else, or however you want to mix and match, I think haven't worked out the final price, but I think you'll save like $1 or something if you get the full kit. But anyway, but it's just easier if you want everything, then you'll save, I think $1 is what I'm gonna kind of price that finally at, and then you will get it all together, all of the little parts. So, and you of course earn extra points and things for the knit along by using sponsor items. So really super excited about these. There is a limited number. I think that we are talking about 20 bags total. So I anticipate them going quite quickly. So if you are interested, then make sure you set your alarms for noon tomorrow, May 13th, Friday the 13th at noon Central Standard Time. So that is sort of it for shop update. And then the following week, I will be putting some items in the shop that are ready to ship and not part of a knit along, just standard shop update things. And I will of course be previewing those on Instagram, but I'm really excited about this next set of bags. Super, super excited about several of them. Let's see. The other thing I want to talk about is if you miss out on the splash pad party bags and this kit, there are several other vendors, so certainly check out that. But as far as other things that I'm going to be coming up, that are coming up on the horizon for me, I am doing a collaboration kit with a dyer that I will not announce because we haven't released that yet, but that is coming up in June, and it is going to be a pre-order. Get your bag and coordinating yarn, and I'm really, really, really excited about it. It is something that I just love every little piece of this next collaboration, and I'm super excited about that. So be on the lookout for that in the next 3 weeks or so. I think that is it as far as knitting and as far as shop updates. I do want to talk a little bit about just what's been happening with our move. I normally don't do big, family personal sections on the podcast, but I have gotten so many well wishes, so many questions, and I have a little bit new news, or at least just it feels new and exciting to us. But so as many of you know, we are moving. Many people have been concerned. I'm not moving far. I am staying in Texas, actually only moving about 2.5 to 3 miles away. But we are getting into a different school district, and so a little bit better middle school and high school for our kiddos, and a little bit bigger house. And hopefully, the exciting news is that our house officially went on the market as of last night, about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So that's really exciting. The house is cleaner than I think it's probably ever been, ever. Which is also pretty fun, but it's sort of like, oh man, it's gonna have to get dirty. I don't know, or I don't know, but it's fun to sort of slowly say goodbye to the house, and we're cleaning rooms and packing up rooms, and it's been very cathartic. I love this house. And this is our first house, my husband and I, and we love it. It is amazing. It has been beautiful for our family and perfect, and was exactly what we needed. It was actually, I never thought we would be able to afford this neighborhood and live where we live, and we are in the smallest house in the neighborhood. So it is not a palace at all. But it has just been lovely for our family, and it's time to move on. It's time to let somebody else have wonderful memories here. So we have just cleaned and brightened and painted and done lots of plantings and flowers, and it's lovely. But yeah, so things change. All of that being said, my house is on the market, so all of the well wishes and prayers that anybody wants to offer would be so lovely. I have sort of been sitting here all day cleaning, hoping I would get a call soon about a showing, and that hasn't happened yet, so we'll see. Hopefully we'll get some calls later today, people that want to come see our home. So yeah, so that's kind of what's happening with the house that we're in. As far as finding a house and looking at a house, we are actually putting in an offer on a house today in the neighborhood that we are moving to. The ironic thing, and I don't know why this just makes me laugh, but the fabric designer that designed this fabric actually lives in the neighborhood that I'm moving to, which is just sort of a funny turn of events. But I knew she was local, very, very local to me, and then I was sewing with her fabric, or sewing with this, and I didn't know that she had designed it, and then I looked at the selvages, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So it's Patty Sloniger is the designer. So that's really fun. Anyway, that aside. So we are putting in an offer on a house that we love, and hopefully we get it. We are pretty excited about it. It's a little bit bigger than we thought that we would be looking for, which is sort of exciting. And yeah, so I can tell you a lot more about it if it happens, but right now I'm still sort of in that, crossing our fingers and our toes and just hoping that it works out. So, but rest assured that I will be happy to take you on my journey of our new home when and if that does happen. So thank y'all so much. The kindness and understanding and amazingness of this community never ceases to amaze me. To my couple of customers who I have had crazy shipping issues with and crazy #moving brain with sending things out, I am so grateful for your patience and for your understanding. And you know who you are, so thank y'all so much. To any swap partners, again, thank y'all so much for just understanding about time and everything. And yeah, so I think that's it for this week. I will see you next time. Bye, guys.